in the Muslim village, our women will be women and our men will be men. Is that not beneficial? Allah's Messenger said, do not prevent the woman from coming to the masjid. Did he say so, yes or no? If she chooses to perform her salat at home, she has the freedom to do so. She's got babies to take care of. She gets the same amount of blessings whether she performs salat at home or in the masjid. The choice is hers. But the men must perform salat in the masjid. And so in the village, if we have 200 families, Fajr salat in the masjid, you will have about 250 men. Because the men have to go to the masjid. You walk into the masjid. What a wonderful masjid that would be, for Fajr salat, 250 people. If you say your salat at home and you're a man, what's wrong? Why aren't you in the masjid? Because it's walking distance. But a woman can perform her salat at home or she can come to the masjid. That's the sunnah. Okay. What is the sunnah? When she comes to the masjid, I am asking you, what is the sunnah? When she comes to the masjid, where does she sit? What is the sunnah? Should we put her upstairs? Should we put her in an annex? Or should we put the masjid side by side? Put men on one side, put the women on this other side. Put a partition in between. What is the sunnah? And if the sunnah is lost, should we not bring it back? Allah's Messenger said, Sallallahu Ta'ala Alaihi Wasallam, the hadith is in Sahih Muslim, it's still there. The best row, saf means row. The best row for the men is the first. So when a man enters the masjid, he don't have choice where to go. You've got to go in the first row. And when the first row is filled, only then do you go to the second row. And when the second is filled, only then will you go to the third row. You don't spread out. And he said, the worst row for the man is the last row. Shar, meaning dangerous. What is the danger in the last row? If you put the woman in the annex, or you put them upstairs, or better than that, you throw them out of the masjid. Get out! No woman in this masjid, get out! I raised my voice. Brother Faiz Amin told me the story. His sister went into a masjid to perform salat, and she went to the back of the masjid. The Messenger of Allah said the best row for the woman is the last row. And so when a woman goes to the masjid, she goes to the last row. She has no option. And she's in the best row. And when the last row is filled up, then she goes to the second to last. And this is precisely what she did. And while she was standing in prayer, a senior member of the management of that masjid came up in front of her and started shouting at her, "Get out of this masjid! Get out of this masjid! Get out of this masjid! We don't want women in this masjid!" Now do you see why we need to build a Muslim village?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Are women allowed to pray in the mosque?
The sister asked the question that, are women allowed to pray in a mosque? There is no verse in the Holy Quran which prohibits a woman from praying in the mosque. Neither is there any authentic hadith which says that a woman cannot pray in a mosque or go to a mosque. In fact, there are several hadiths which speak the opposite. If you read Sahih Bukhari, volume number 1, the last hadith, hadith number 832 of the book of characteristics of Salah, which is chapter number 84, it says that when your wife asks to go to the mosque, do not forbid them. It's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 1, the book of characteristics of Salah, chapter number 80, hadith 824. It says that when the woman asks you to go to the mosque at night, allow them. Even at night, when they ask you to go to the mosque, the Sahih Bukhari, volume 1, hadith number 824 says that you should allow them to go to the mosque. This is also mentioned in Sahih Muslim. With Sahih Muslim, point number 1. In the book of Salah, chapter number 175, hadith number 881, it says that Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, he said that the best row for the men are the first rows, and the worst are the last rows. The best rows for the women are the last rows, and the worst are the first rows, indicating that men and women pray together in the mosque. And when they pray together, the best row for the men is the first row, the best for the women is the last row. The worst for the men is the last row, and worst for the women for the first row. There are several hadiths. If we say Muslim, point number 1, in the book of Salah, chapter 177, hadith number 884, says that do not prevent the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go to the mosque. Say Muslim, volume 1, book of Salah, chapter number 177, hadith number 891, it says that do not take away the share of the mosque of the women. That means during the time of the Prophet, the women did go to the mosque and Prophet never prevented them from entering the mosque. But whenever women enter the mosque, there should be equal and separate facility in the mosque. There should be no intermingling of the sexes, like how you have in the other place of worship. Otherwise, people will go more for each-teasing than to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Separate entrance, separate wudu facility, separate place for prayer. And but natural, a woman cannot stand in front of the men. Otherwise, the men will concentrate more on the women than on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Equal but separate facilities. If it's side, then preferably a partition, or they should pray behind. Equal but separate facilities. If you analyze, if you go to Saudi Arabia, the women are allowed in the mosque. Even in the Haramain Sharif, the Masjid Haram in Makkah and Masjid Nabawi in Medina, the women are allowed in the mosque. You go to America, women are allowed in the mosque. You go to UK, women are allowed in the mosque. You go to South Africa, women are allowed in the mosque. Women are allowed in the mosque in almost all parts of the world. It's only in India that most of the mosques do not give permission for the women to enter. But Alhamdulillah, there are a few mosques in Bombay which I know of, which do allow women to enter. And when I'd been to Kerala last year, they told me that there were no less than 500 mosques in Kerala alone, which had separate facilities for the women to pray. So inshallah, I believe that all those who are trustees of the mosque, even they refer to the Sahih Hadith, and they do not prevent the female servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from entering the mosque even in Bombay. Hope that answers it.
I pray in a room where there is a one-way mirror so the men cannot see me. I'm told we are a distraction. I look out and I see them, but they just see a mirror. The presence of women in my mosque has been erased.
You know, when we hear khutbahs about how wonderful Islam is, all the rights it's given women, but when it comes to practicing it, we don't see it. At least I don't. It's a lot of talk. It's really wonderful talk, but it's all theory.
It wasn't theory when I was growing up. As a child, I loved going to the mosque. I was never treated differently just because I was a girl. The mosque I went to in Toronto was an old converted church. I remember spending all my holidays organizing Islamic activities. Being Muslim was fun.